What's up, you guys? This is Simon. I am excited in this video to offer my opinion on the 2022 Range Rover full-size Land Rover. As you guys have known or maybe have seen on my channel, I had a custom 2019 Land Rover Range Rover that was matte black in satin wrap with Forgiato wheels that were 24 inches. It's got a lot of attention. I put a Quicksilver exhaust. For me to have this car, it's always been a dream of mine to basically have a Range Rover, and every time we try to get a different car, we always go back to the quality of the Range Rover. That video is on my channel. I thought we did a great job filming it. At the same time, I felt like that car was looking really good. So in this video, I wanted to go ahead and do a review on the new Range Rover that's coming out, give you my opinions on whether or not I feel like I will personally purchase it, and whether or not that car caught my attention, what I think of the new design. I don't know if I'll build one out with you guys here right now. I'm going to play it by ear, but we're going to watch the Land Rover unveiling together and see what I think of this car. So I'm going to go ahead and play, and it looks like the car is more streamlined. It just looks incredible. Very minimal touches. The rear is redesigned. I love it. I mean, it's fantastic. I love the fact that they took the hidden door handles that they took from the Velar, put it in. The front looks almost the same as the 2022 Range Rover. There are some slight differences. The grille looks pretty similar. The front headlights look similar. The biggest, I think, difference here is the rear. In the rear, they went ahead and completely redesigned it, and it looks very sleek and modern. I'm loving it. The big question going to be while we watch this video is whether or not they are going to go ahead and have full auto driving. Okay, that's going to be the biggest part of this video. So I love the hidden hinges. We're just seeing that here. The Range Rover logo. We're about a minute into this video, and they keep showing the back and how exquisite it is. I love the hidden lights. The lights just light up on this Range Rover. Once the car is off, it goes completely dark. So it's like hidden tail lights with LEDs underneath. It almost reminds me of the time I had a BMW and I went ahead and took that BMW and blacked out the rear lights. It was a no-no, I guess, in California to do so, so I got a couple tickets doing it. But the Range Rover here looks like blacked out tail lights with lights shining through. The interior, we're at the interior. It looks magnificent, very minimalist, very elegant. I love the steering wheel. It looks really well designed. The stitching on it, the quality of Range Rover is there. I love my Range Rover. It's my favorite car. The only thing I would want a Range Rover to have is full auto driving on the freeways. That's the best. The attention to detail, the wood grain that they're showing here is immaculate. I love the AC controls, not too many buttons. The touch screen looks big, and it looks like what now Tesla offers, say in the Model Y, etc. Their infotainment systems in the past have given me trouble. Right now they're showing the rear seating for 3. Now this Range Rover, you could actually have an option of seating up to 7, which is incredible. The rear console rest, oh my god, that looks elegant. There's a monitor in there. Now they're showing the brown leather. Not a fan of the brown leather personally myself, but they're showing that third row seat. That is a great addition. I would opt for the third row seat, no brainer. It's something that I think has been missing and what BMW has fulfilled with the BMW X7. So black leather, I love black leather. I also had a Range Rover that was matte black with white leather. I personally like that one as well. That was a great choice. I mean, the new Range Rover is quite simply the seats look so plush. It's incredible. They're saying it's modern luxury. It's just something that looks exquisite. I think the design of this Range Rover is unlike any other. The front they're showing, again, I'm a little bit disappointed with the front of the Range Rover. The side of the Range Rover looks so elegant as it streamlines to the rear of the Range Rover here as the person drives on the freeway. But overall, it's just not where I personally like it. In my opinion, the Range Rover in the front looks too similar to what the past generation is. So if you actually saw that Range Rover from the front coming up and you saw a 2019 or a 2021 Range Rover, you would not possibly tell them apart until you see the side profile, okay? And that to me is not a positive thing. There's obviously some technology they're showing here with suspension and so forth as we play this video. However, that's not the main points. My main points is on the interior and the design. That's what we're kind of discussing, as the last Range Rover was super comfortable, super plush, had great suspension. You know, gas mileage wasn't as good. It was getting about 15, 16 miles to the gallon. Now I know they're coming out with different versions of the Range Rover, and they're actually planning to launch an electric version of the Range Rover as well. So if you've seen my past video, I've done a Quicksilver exhaust on the Range Rover. It sounded excellent. I felt like it was one of the best exhausts money could buy. Now they're driving through some fields. It looks like Napa, and now they're going into water. It's pretty crazy. But overall, the Range Rover is definitely built for rough terrain. It's also built for taking it off-road. It can withstand pretty much water, climbing. It's really meant to take it out there. And when you buy a Range Rover, they allow you or take you to a course that you could take this thing off-road and really test and push its limits on hill driving and terrain that you would not believe it could go. This thing can incline, it could go through snow, rough areas, etc. It's really meant to be taken in the great outdoors, and that's why I love Range Rover. It's not just a plush soccer mom or basketball player's car. This is a really nice SUV that you could take to many places, and I love that about it. All right, so I'm gonna stop playing the video here. We got to about 7 minutes or so. The white color looks great on it. Wireless charging, the wood grain, the back. There's a long wheelbase. They're showing several colors now at about 10 minutes in this video, and you could check out this video with the link below. Again, the copper and white contrast on at about 10 minutes in this video is looking pretty good. Not my favorite because it blends in the black and then the copper. I would probably go white with all black or black with some matte. There is a matte option for this Range Rover that you could spec out. In fact, someone hit me up and said, hey, how would you spec it? Or what do you think of the Range Rover? What do you think of the exhaust? They're looking forward to purchasing. It's a successful lawyer. He's looking forward to purchasing a Range Rover, and I told him pretty much everything I loved about him. So here's my take. Am I going to go ahead and buy the new Range Rover? Personally, for me, in order to place an order for the new Range Rover in 2022 or 2023, I would like to see the Range Rover have auto driving, okay? What I love about the Tesla, or what I fell in love with the Tesla, is the self-driving or the full driving. Now, it's not necessarily full driving. Like, I don't trust Tesla's driving on the streets. I don't even think it's useful as much to get off an exit and make a left turn, etc. That's not what it's about. But what it's about is really just being on the freeway, stuck in traffic, and not worrying about stop and go. What's also great about Tesla's full self-driving is you could take a long trip such as San Francisco to LA, check out that video on my channel, and not feel exhausted. You can enjoy the view, because on the freeway, Tesla's auto driving or full self-driving, it works great. I feel comfortable using it. I want Range Rover to incorporate that. Whether or not Range Rover comes out with a fully EV system that gives you 200, 300 miles per charge or whatever it may be, like the Tesla, that's a big plus for me as well. I would love to have that, as charging your car is much better than going to the gas station every few days. And let me tell you, the Range Rover takes in a lot of gas. Now, they're still having the supercharged version of the Range Rover. They're also having the diesel version of the Range Rover. Those are great, but they take a lot of gas. Not so much the diesel version of the Range Rover, which, if you're considering the two options and you need less gas versus torque and power, the diesel version is going to be better. But if you're going to go with an EV system in the future, there's nothing like it. Not having to go to a gas station is just such a blessing, especially if you have a family and if this is your everyday SUV. So for me to jump back into Range Rover, I'd like to see one of those two things. I'd like to see full self-driving, at least on the freeways, where I can just sit there, enjoy the view, and not have to participate in the driving as much. It'll make the trips up to Tahoe much better. I'm planning to go to Tahoe. I'm going to film that on the Tesla this coming month. And I've done the LA trip with the Tesla, which was amazing. So you can check that out on my channel. But Range Rover needs to incorporate that right away, full self-driving, for me to consider it, because it's just too much to give up from the Tesla. The other thing that I love about this new Range Rover is the 7-seater option. If you have a family with 2 or 3 kids, the 7-seater option becomes necessary, especially if you want another couple to come with you. And finally, I'm surprised Range Rover took so long to release the 7-seater option, because that makes things so much better. It gives you an opportunity to take grandma and grandpa with you on a trip. It makes you gives you an opportunity to take someone else with you on a trip while having a family of 5. So that's incredible. I'm glad they did it. It'll compete with the BMW X7. Lastly, the EV, or the battery system. When Range Rover comes up with a full self-driving Range Rover, I think that's going to blow things out of the water, and that's slated, or they're saying it's going to come out in 2024, maybe 2025, because California is trying to do away with gas vehicles. So Range Rover coming out with a fully electric Range Rover that has the potential of 300-400 miles per charge, I think is amazing. At that point, I'm going to have to jump in no matter what and really take advantage of this elegant look and the technology that it will offer. I think it will rival and beat anything out in the market. To me, the Range Rover is the best SUV on the market within its price points of about $100,000 to $120,000. I know they go up to $200,000 for the autobiography, but I'm talking about standard, what you'd see at a showroom. Typically, they're around $120,000 to $140,000 or so. And my past Range Rover was at about $120,000. And again, you can check out that video on the channel. Love that car. It did have some problems with Bluetooth, the infotainment system, sometimes Windows wouldn't work, etc. So there were problems with it, but overall, I did like the car. And I've had past Range Rovers that have had problems as well, but nothing too crazy. And overall, the Range Rover to me is the most elegant car you could get. It is probably the most exquisite for the money. It's the most recognized and the most comfortable without having to spend that money on a Bentley or having to spend that money on a Rolls Royce, which in my opinion are the next 2 levels up. So Tesla fit really perfect. The Model X was in between. It wasn't the most luxurious, but it had the best technology. So if Range Rover could bring in the technology that Tesla has had, we are talking about a new potential car that I will for sure drive and have. And that is my take on the 2022 Range Rover. I look forward to seeing it at a dealership, test driving it, giving you my opinion, and who knows, I may actually get one if things go well. But overall, I am excited to see some redesigns to the Range Rover. I do think that in years to come, the front is going to get redesigned as well. This is the first launch, and I would say in the 2024-2025 model, that front that you see that exists on this 2022 Range Rover is going to be completely different in the future models as well, and they'll differentiate with those years. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I always ask you to do the biggest favor for me. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, check out my Patreon. You can buy me a cup of coffee. It helps me stay awake for these videos. I truly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys here in the next video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on this Range Rover. Is it something that you're going to be getting? Are you excited? Are you liking the look of this Range Rover? Do you prefer the previous years? Are you excited for the 3rd row seat or the infotainment? Whatever it is, I want to read about it. So comment below. I'll catch you guys here in the next video.